What's up, y'all? Oh, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Gonna get started on a pretty busy day today. It's kind of a somber day for me and my family. I know you see my dog Tulsa in a couple of the videos. She's a silver lab. About 10 days ago we found out she had heartworms and took her to the vet to get her treated, and she was too far along and had heart failure, and then her kidneys started to shut down, and ultimately we lost Tulsa. So I know a lot of people say it's just a dog. I get that. Some people say they're more than just dogs, but to us and our family, she really did mean more than that. She watched over our kids very well. She was a big part of my daughter Reese's life, and it's really taken a big toll on us. So with that being said, the guys at work let me off early the other day when it happened, and that helped. I spent some time with the family. I would like to sit around and be sad. That's not really how I'm programmed. I always like to keep my mind busy, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'll have to go into work later, but for right now I'm gonna get some stuff done. I'm gonna take some footage over the next few days while I've got when I have a day off and stuff like that, and afternoons, and get a video put together for you. Anyhow, we're in the middle of irrigation. We're trying to get all that caught up. We're making our rounds this morning, checking all the levels of the rice water, making sure we're holding a good flood. We just kind of go along through here and check at the levees and the levee gates and see kind of where we're at. Shane and them on the other side of the field. I'm on this side of the field, and water levels are pretty good. That's kind of like where we like to hold it right there. Keeps everything else from growing, but keeps the rice irrigated. So far so good. We're down here in Arkansas at 80 acres of rice that we have, and it's not really coming up like we need it to because Arkansas has missed all the rains. So we're gonna do what's called a flush. Basically, we just flush water through the whole field. So we'll go pump the first 2 or 3 lands there full, and then dump it throughout the rest of the field, so the whole field gets a rush of water over it, and it'll help everything come up, give it the moisture that it needs to come up, and then from there we'll go pump a flood back on it. The other side of this road isn't in need of flushing. We're actually to the point where we're ready to flood it. So that's what we got going on down here in Arkansas. All the levee gates are already in. Rice is up pretty evenly. Looks pretty good. Just need to hold a flood on it. So that's the plan for today. We set this power unit the other day, and I didn't have the camera with me, but I almost turned it over on myself. I did turn it over, just not on myself. You can see the exhaust pipe is bent and the sheet metal is bent. It actually fell over that way while we were putting it on there with the loader. Nobody was injured, so that's a plus. So from here today we'll get this motor going. This field that we're flushing is split into 2 sides. There's a top and a bottom. We're probably going to start on the bottom side because it needs it worse. See, our levee gates are already in. We've got the poly pipe in. We'll put a 90-degree elbow there, run it through this poly pipe all the way on the other side of this little dry land hill, and we'll dump it in that first land and get that side flush. And then of course the top side we'll do next. It falls towards that way. The bottom side falls towards that way. That's the plan for today. Get the flush started, and then hopefully we can get a flood held on these fields soon. And check our oil on our motor. We are pretty well full. I'm going to add about a half a quart. And also when I tipped it over the other day, I busted a coolant hose, but Matt got that fixed. Right there, looks like he got it to stretch. So oil is good. I'm gonna fill it back up with coolant, throw a battery on here, and get this joker humming. Essentially what happens is, kick that clutch on, that well is underground obviously, and it starts pumping out the discharge. So we'll put that 90 on there and run it around to that field. That's the plan. So we got the power unit running. Now we're going to start filling the pipe. We'll punch a bunch of holes in it to flood that first land of the rice field. Thing pumps on it. You see your hole puncher. Different size holes on there, depending on how much water we want to push out. Braxton are doing some bush hogging at our house. Put a piece of our pasture here up front that didn't get done the other day. And then we're going to move on to some of the fields that we need to get mowed. We got to keep those farms bush hogged because we drive around them all summer while we're irrigating, checking water levels and things like that. So it's important that we can get around those fields and be able to see. So that's why we do all the bush hogging. It is an extra fuel expense, but it's necessary, so we just do it. Well, me and Braxton are still bush hogging. Had a couple little mishaps today. We didn't get it on tape, but I did get a picture that I'll put. Slid off in a ditch bank. Whenever we irrigate, everybody gets irrigating at once. Sometimes we fill the ditches up, and we got on the side of a ditch that was all sand, and we slid off of it down into the road ditch. So we had to get the 4-wheel drive to pull it out. but we're going again. We're getting kind of close to the end. We're gonna probably wrap up pretty soon. Well, me and Braxton are getting kind of close to the end of our day. We're gonna look at a couple things before we go back. Had a pretty good day. Mowed around probably 200 acres of our farms, so that's good. Just making things look better. Checked some water while we were out. We're pumping pretty hard right now. We haven't had a rain in a really long time. We really need one, so pray for that for us, that we get some rain. We've got quite a few dryland crops that could really use it. All in all, though, our dryland crops have actually caught a few of these little rains that have split and went around us. We've been fortunate there. So we've really been having to pump a lot of water, though. Anyhow, I'll probably grab you one more time before we call it a day, and then fire back up tomorrow. This is a dryland patch that we've got. It's about 20 acres. Beans are looking pretty good right now. They haven't got as much rain as they need, but all in all, they look pretty good. This field was beans last year. It cut pretty fair for dryland beans around here. And I'm pretty pleased with what I see here. So hopefully we stay on the right track and catch some rain. That is the end of the day for me and Braxton. We have done our bush hogging, checked our fields, calling tonight. So thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, share. We really need some subscribers. We're trying to get to the 1,000 mark. That's the magic number. And then we'll try to grow from there. So thank everybody who has already subscribed. And if you have not, please, it costs you nothing, man. Just a couple seconds to reach down there and click that button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Super easy, very simple, but it helps us a lot. So thanks, guys. See you later.